All right, so we are live finally. Hello, everyone. Sorry, there was a technical glitch, and we are back again. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, welcome and thank you for joining us today. Um, we are back with yet another masterclass as a part of Build Your Career in Salesforce LinkedIn Live series, and we are super excited to have you all with us. I'm your host Hasti, and today we'll be talking about how one can successfully ace a Salesforce Marketing Cloud email developer interview. Let's face it, just clearing a certification alone is not going to land you a job. And we all know that interviews are very much an integral part of the selection process, which are no cakewalk, and they can be daunting at times. And that is why we are here to make it easier for you so that you can put your best foot forward and land your dream job. We have invited a perfect speaker to clear all your doubts about interviews and help you navigate through the entire process seamlessly. Today's speaker is a certified Salesforce Marketing Cloud expert with an in depth knowledge of mock interviews. Let's welcome Saket Gorani, who is going to be taking us through the most frequently asked interview questions for Salesforce Marketing Cloud email developer. Hi, Saket. Welcome to our LinkedIn Live, and thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
Hi, Asti. I'm doing good. How about you?
Good, good. Thank you.
Okay.
So before we get started, I'll share a few quick tips to help with the smooth functioning of the session. This session will be recorded, so you can revisit this on YouTube channel anytime. If you're facing any issues like difficulty loading the session, click on the event link and refresh the page. The agenda for this masterclass is we'll be talking briefly about Salesforce Email Marketing Cloud, presentation on frequently asked questions during the interview, demonstration on content detective and creating email using HTML and AMP, and we'll be concluding the class by taking some Q&As from the audience. So please don't forget to tune in and post your questions in the comments section. So Saket, before we move on to the presentation part and the demonstration part of the session, could you please start by taking us through the basics of email marketing cloud and run us quickly through what it is and what are the benefits and how can one make the full use of it?
Yeah, sure. So, if we see in Marketing Cloud, email is a very important, like email plays a very important role in Marketing Cloud because there are a couple of projects if we see which are only campaign based. Even if you are running a journey, so the main point is like you can send push notifications, you can send emails, you can do multiple things, but email is still plays a very vital role in Journey Builder also. Because in the end you have to interact with client only or the end user only.
Okay.
Also email is something like people who uses email, like who opens the emails very frequently, so they regularly check the email, so it is the one of the best sort of communication to a user. So that's why email is a very important in marketing cloud.
Yes. Okay. So could we just start directly with the presentation, or do you want to kind of run us through a few more basic things that our audiences who are joining us maybe for the first time might want to know? Okay, I guess you are.
I think there is some connectivity issue at my end today. Let me share my screen, and should I
Okay.
start?
Okay. Am I audible? Because I just received.
Yeah, you are just now audible. There was some
Okay.
connectivity issue. So let's start.
All right. So meanwhile, Saket is sharing his screen. Please let us know if you have any questions in the comment section about the subject that we are going to be speaking about today.
Yeah. So the session will mostly consist of like if you want to be a campaign developer in a particular organization. So what
Okay.
all things they mostly ask to a campaign developer, what all things you need to know to ace the interview. So the session will be mostly revolve around that thing. So let's
All right.
start. So
Also,
first is like
please, sorry.
yeah, yeah, firstly.
No, also please give a shout out to Saket as to where you all are joining us from in the comment section.
So if we see in Marketing Cloud, there are a couple of studios like Web Studio, Automation Studio, Email Studio. So today we will be talking about the Email Studio part. So let's
Okay.
start. So one of the most frequent asked question in the Marketing Cloud campaign developer role is like, what is the difference between a sender profile and a delivery profile? So
Uh,
that,
Sorry,
yeah,
Saket. Sorry to intervene, but please share your screen.
okay. I
Whatever.
thought I have already shared it. Sorry, let me share it again. Please let me know once you are able to see my screen.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the most frequent asked question in the for a campaign developer role is like difference between a sender profile and a delivery profile. So if we see, we
I
can
can't
create.
see. Okay. So people joining us, can you please let us know if you can see the screen because I'm not able to see the screen.
Can anyone tell if they are if they were able to see my screen earlier?
No, I can't see any screen. Okay. Okay, why don't I share my screen?
Yeah, even I cannot see the shared screen. Okay, okay. Can you please confirm now if you are able to see?
Yes, I think now it's visible. Can you see the screen, Saki?
Yeah, I am sharing the screen. I can see the screen. Can anyone else please confirm if they are able to see the screen?
I think the screen has been shared from my end. Okay, no problem. We can start now.
Okay. So the very basic type of question, but a very important question for a campaign developer is like the difference between a sender profile and delivery profile. So what happens is like whenever you are planning to launch an email, so you have to select what type of sender profile and what type of delivery profile you have to select, and the user will be getting it. So the sender profile is like the from name and the from address, which we can store it in our like marketing cloud. And whenever you select that particular sender profile, so it will automatically get reflected in your email. Similarly, delivery profile revolves around the IP address. So at the time of SAP configuration or initial stage, we do the delivery profile thing. So we store the delivery profile. Also, if you want, like let's suppose you have different types of emails going on from your org, and you want different header and different footer for a particular email. So you can have delivery profile over there. So this is one of the like important question you can say. Let's go to another one. Yeah. So since you are creating an email and you want to send it on different devices, and if if you have worked on emails earlier, you might have encountered that Outlook is one of the most difficult clients uh, across all the clients, because they do not accept the normal CSS also, and couple of white line issues also you might have encountered in the past. So to resolve the to resolve the couple of issues of Outlook, you can use the MSO code over there. So what MSO code does is, if you see, it will not work for other clients, but it will particularly run only for Outlook users. So in that manner, you can provide the styling in the MSO, and once the Outlook will see that this type of styling is provided in the MSO code, so it will automatically take the styling part from the from the email, and it will render accordingly. Yeah. So what is send throttling? So uh, if you get an email at around 2 a.m. anytime, so I don't think so that you will like it. So what if a company sends it and you receive email at odd timings, or if you are in a meeting and you receive couple of emails, so it is not a good thing. So for that thing, we can use email send throttling. So what does it do? It will make sure that the email are sent at a particular time only from your BU. So it will not come at an like, it will not be delivered at an like odd hours. It will always be sent at like friendly hours, so that a user can also see it, as well as the subscriber cannot be get disturbed for it. So the next one, if we see dynamic content blocks. So you might have encountered like when you open any shopping website, let's say, or yeah, Amazon. So and your family member, let's say your sister or your wife or anyone or your husband, opens the Amazon website at the same time. So it shows different type of content. Why so? Because it will see the gender and it will show you the respective things accordingly. Similar things happens in email also. Like if you want to share, let's say you want to share a top for a lady and a shirt for a man, so you can directly select dynamic content block, and in the dynamic content block what happens is like you will pull the information from the data extension. Once the data there is an option actually to select on what basis you want to show the data. And if you select, let's say, gender, male show this product, female show that product, so it will automatically check the gender of a user from your data extension, and it will show that type of product only which belongs to a particular gender. So this is like a very easy thing to do, because if this is not there, so probably you have to go through amp script and all. If you are good with coding, you can go still go with it, but if you are not that good with it, so dynamic content block is like a very handy feature which is for developers. So next one, media queries. Media queries. So this is like one of the most important topic, because uh, you are seeing an Amazon website on a desktop, then you have quickly moved it, like you have opened your phone and you want to see the same type of stuff. Similarly, if you want to see the email on a desktop, so you can have couple of CTAs over there, couple of images over there. So you will see a broad type of email that is shown in the image. So first is the desktop, second is the tablet, third is the phone. So if you use media queries over there, it will automatically check the max, like up to what width it has to take, and accordingly it will take the size of the screen, which we will provide it in the media queries. Similarly, we can have the colors over there, we can have the font size. So what it does is like, as per the screen resolution of the end user, it will automatically adjust your emails also, so that the end user can have a very good experience. Suppose over here, if you see the desktop, you have a block, a TD block in the right, and on the left you have couple of rows. and in the bottom you have another TD type. But you do not want to see such type of stuff on a phone, because then you have to scroll it like left and right to see all the content. So media queries plays a role to automatically make it things which is automatically get adjusted on your particular phone device or any device. So you can use media queries over there, and it will it will make the things easy for you to adjust the items which you want to show it to the end client. Yeah. So this is like if you are sending an email and it is working fine on all the devices, but not on mobile devices, particularly on mobile devices. But you have used media queries, you have used table structure, you have done everything right, but it is still not working. So at that time, you can use the meta tag, and meta tag. What does it do? It will automatically check what needs to be done, and it will render accordingly. Yeah. So subscriber key, contact key, and subscriber ID. So if let's suppose subscriber key and subscriber ID, if you are working only on email studio on a particular, like in your project you are working only on emails, so you might have seen in the all subscriber list that there is a subscriber key which is attached. So subscriber key is when we send the email, it will update the all subscriber list accordingly. So we have to map it. So it is like a distinct unique unifier of a particular user. So whenever you want to interact with a client, so subscriber key can be used. And at the same time, subscriber ID is uh, if you are sending an email, so subscriber key will be there. But how the marketing cloud will see, how the marketing cloud will know that this subscriber key relates to whom? So for that, marketing cloud it itself create a subscriber key, and it will store the information of a user. So in the end, if the marketing cloud wants to see the subscriber key relates to which user, so internally they have a subscriber ID also relates to a subscriber. So accordingly, they can marketing cloud can map the record and see it. At the same time, if we see contact key, so contact key is like a universal key. So it is like a universal key, and it will be present across all the studios of Marketing Cloud. Subscriber key was present only on the email studio part, but the contact key will be present on the all Marketing Cloud level. So this was mostly about emails. Anyone have any doubts till now? Hello?
Yeah, hi Saket. So we'll continue with the entire presentation, and at the end, we're anyway going to take question and answer. We'll be doing
Oh,
Q&A session from audience.
sure, sure. So, are you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So once you send the email, what happens? Before sending, you need to test your emails. Like you do not want your end user to see one image going in a different direction, the text going on a different direction or a different place. So you have to test your emails before sending. So there are mostly two types of things. One is like auto search in your email while sending. So what happens if you use any particular word which is not allowed by the Salesforce team, like you cannot use bribe word over there. You cannot use dollar. Three times dollars is not allowed. Three times exclamation marks are not allowed. So all these things can be automatically be detected by Salesforce. So there is a tool internally in Marketing Cloud only, Content Detective. It is like a very simple tool. Only you have to open, you have to select your email, you have to just run it, and it will automatically check if all the things which you have written in your email is correct or not. If there is anything which is not allowed by Salesforce, it will it will create a warning for you and will let you know like you should remove this or you should replace that particular thing over there. The other tools are Litmus and Email on Acid. So if you are working as a campaign developer in a company, like there could be companies, but there will be many companies who cannot afford all the devices and all the type of like laptop, mobile, laptop, tablet, everything to test your emails. So Litmus and Email on Asset, these are two tools which are like very handy. So you just have to integrate it with your Marketing Cloud. It is like a very simple process. It won't take more than 10 minutes for email on asset, because email on asset is like a very frequently used one. Litmus is also very good, but like I have worked on email on asset and like it is very good. So what it does, it's like it will automatically render. You just have to choose the list of devices over there. Once you choose the list of devices which you want, it will automatically show all like you just have to send an email to a registered email ID of email on asset, and it will automatically show all the like your email on all the devices. Let's say iPhone, Android phones, tablets, not laptops, all the mobile and tablet type of stuff. That too on a different size, dark mode, normal mode, everything. So you can check on a particular device how it is getting rendered, and if sometimes you are facing some issues on the iPhone side and not on the mobile, on the like Google mobile side, Android mobile phones, so you have to fix it accordingly. So you do not have to purchase it all the things. Only thing is like you have to just use this tool, a very simple tool, and just trigger an email on that particular ID and you will be good to go. AMP script. So this is my favorite topic, AMP script. If you have some coding experience, it is like a very interesting language, you can say. So there are total two types of backend languages, and mostly two types of language in marketing cloud for backend stuff: AMP script and SSJs. So let's see AMP script questions. Yeah, so this question is getting very famous these days. Even I have asked a couple of people. So how to add an attachment in your email at the time of sending. So there is an attach file function if you see it in the downside. So if you are familiar with the AMP script, so let me just have a quick walkthrough of AMP script, what it does and how the things are taken care of by it, and then we can move ahead. So if you see in the starting thing, percentage and bracket, and in the down also you have a bracket and percentage. So it is like a AMP script block. So it will tell your email client that if anything is written inside this type of stuff, it is like it is an AMP script. So because what happens is like in when you develop an email, you have HTML also, you have CSS also, you have AMP script also. So if you want to choose anything from the AMP script part at any period of time, you just have to open the brackets and like use your AMP script over there and close your bracket. So it will automatically, the HTML part would not take it. So at the time of sending or the previewing, this particular thing will be hidden, because the browser and the SFMC will understand that this was the AMP script over there. Coming back to the question, so how to add an attachment? So attach file is actually a function in the marketing cloud, in the AMP script. I've taken this code maybe from the AMP script book guide. If you really want to learn AMP script, so AMP script guide is a very good platform where you can learn it. So this function was taken from there only, I think. So you just have to pass the parameters in the attach file function, and it will attach a file in your email. Also, this function is not available initially. You just have to raise a support request for that, and they will enable it for you. Yeah. So after the 21st of February next year, there is a release which is about to go. So this function, actually you can expect it, like if you are planning to give interviews in next month onwards. So I believe this will be one of the questions in most of the interviews, what I think so, because it is about the new release. Many people are planning to fix this thing if they are running, and if they are having an email in a running journey, so they have to fix all their emails. So if we see, we mostly use AMP script in our subject line to personalize this stuff, because you do not want a French user to have an English type of subject line. You want a French user to have a subject line. If you are building an email in a multilingual manner, so you want a French user to have a subject line of French language, and you want an English speaker user to have it in his or her native language. So earlier, what we used to do is like we just used to fetch the data from the AMP script and use the value function and pass it in our subject line. And it was like good to go thing, and everything was taken sorted by value function over there. But after the next release, after the 21st Feb release, this will not be taken care of because nested subject lines are will not be allowed. So what we have to do is like there are a couple of manners in which we can fix it. One is like treat as content thing. So you just have to pass the subject over there and it will be taken care of. No need to use value function. Apart from that, the second thing which you can see on the third line is percentage subject percentage. So what it will do is like you just have to store your subject line in your data extensions, just pull it, and you can directly show it. No need to have like lookup and all. It will be stored in your sendable data extension, and you can directly pull that particular field from your sendable data extension, and you can show it. But this question particularly, I think so that you can expect it if you are planning to give interviews in near future. So you can expect this particular question. Yeah, this is also a very important question. If you see, like out if you are giving interviews, so 8 out of 10 people will ask you this particular question: difference between lookup ordered, and lookup rows. In short, what happens is like lookup is like it will just return a single piece of record for you. So it is a combination of lookup rows, field function, and row function and field function. So it will directly give you a particular field, whatever you needed. You just have to pass it in the lookup function, and it will directly give you the value of it. Lookup ordered rows, what it will do, it will give you all the records based on the criteria, like the maximum limit is 2000, and it will give up to 2000 records at one go. And the only thing is like it will give you in a sequential manner. If you see the syntax of it also, we have provided first name ASC. So it will, like what it will do is like it will fetch all the records, and then based on the basis of first name ascending, it will directly place all the records in an ascending manner. At the same time, lookup rows, if we see, you just have to pass the like function, lookup rows function, and in that you have to give the data extension name, the parameter on what basis you have to fetch all the records. Once you fetch all the records, then you can see like if you have the count of rows as more than zero, and use it on like on a different basis. Like suppose if you want, once the piece of once the number of rows comes, then you can have if for everything over there, and you just are good to go over there. So that was mostly about AMP part. If we talk about the next builder, so it is like a journey. It is a journey builder. So what happens in journey? Like if you are sending one email only at a time, so then you can send normally from Automation Studio. You can send it from Journey Builder also, Content Builder, and like there are multiple ways to send a single email. But what if you want to capture the subscriber behavior? You have to see how many times they are, like if they have opened the email, not if the email have been bounced. So for all that things, if you want to have the decisions, like suppose the same example, the French audience should get a different type of email, English speaking person should get a different type of email. So you do not want to send it on a regular basis. So for that, you can use Journey Builder. You can place all your things over there, and it will automatically check everything. And based on the criteria which are specified over there, it will run the it will launch the email. So types of journeys, if we see singles and multi-steps and multi-step journey. So if you are planning to interact with a end user in a like a normal available channel only, one channel only, so you can use single send journey. But if you are planning to interact with an end user in a different channels, then you can have multi-step journey. If you are an email developer, so this question is like a very frequently asked question, like entry sources in journey builder. Sorry for that. Entry sources in journey builder. So this is one of the most frequent asked question for a campaign developer, like what all entry sources. So whenever you want to launch a journey, so there are a couple of entry sources. So those are like data extensions. If you want to have it like Salesforce data, it means like directly launching an email based on the data of a user on the Salesforce side. So what happens is like once the user enters into the Salesforce Sales Cloud, you can have a Marketing Cloud connect, so that your both the orgs, Marketing Cloud and Sales Cloud, can be interlinked, so that the data can flow to and fro between both the things. So if you want to have a person getting couple of emails, or if you want to interact with them, so you can have Salesforce data directly as the entry source, and you will be good to go. Cloud pages, API event, audience entry. So mostly you need to know all these entry sources, and at least what is the functionality of those. If you do not have worked on all of these also, then also it is okay. You should have like created couple of journeys, at least through couple of them. I would not say all of them, but at least you should have some experience of using couple, like at least 2 to 3 of them, and should be good to go. Like you should know how to explain to the interviewer. So difference between decision split and engagement split. This is also like if anyone is asking you about journey builder, this is a fixed type of question for a campaign developer. So what happens in decision split is, if you want to as we already saw, the French user was having different type of email, and English user was having a different type of email. So only thing is like you have to create two types of emails, and on the decision split you have to make couple of rules. Like if a person is belonging to a country of USA, let's suppose. So they will get you have to attach in the email which is having English type of text. And if a person is from France, they can have a French type of things placed over there. Engagement split is used to check if they have opened the email, or clicked on it, or if the email have bounced. So what happens is, if you want to get interact, if you want to send a reminder type of thing, so you just have to check like if they have opened it or not. If they have opened it, so no need to send a reminder email. But if they have not opened it, you will choose, like you will send a reminder email to them. So these type of things can be done via engagement split. This is also like a important question for a campaign developer role. Contact data and journey data. So what happens is your data gets synced each and now then, and your journey can be sometimes small. Your journey can be sometimes like can run up to like 10 days, 15 days, couple of months. So it all depends on the business requirement of the client. Like they want to have they want to interact it with the live data, or with the data which was stored at the initial stage of your journey. So uh, what happens is, like contact data will provide you the real time of data. So and the journey data will store the data at the time, like at the start of the what sorry what was stored at the starting period. Difference between goals and exit criteria, if we see. So what happens, like if you want to check the performance of your journey, so what is the what is the criteria on what you will see. So for that we use goals over there. And for the exit criteria, if we see, so if you want to, if your end user have already succeeded in what you were trying to achieve, so no point of sending couple of emails after that also. Let's suppose you were planning to sell couple of things on your platform, and the end user have already purchased it. So you do not want to send an emails related to that stuff to your end user. So you can directly use exit criteria over there. If they have purchased it, so they can exit it from your journey. There are also three types of entries in a journey: no re-entry, re-entry only after exiting, and anytime. Let me give a quick example of all of them. So, no re-entry. Suppose you are sending a email based on like anything which happens only once in a lifetime. Let's suppose you are sending an email to a user whenever they are getting married. So you, it is like a one time email only in most of the cases. So you can have a no re-entry, and as soon as the value of the marriage gets updated in your data extension, you will send an email to them. One of the example can be that re-entry only after exiting. Let's suppose you are running an insurance, you are working on an insurance project, insurance kind of project, and you want your end user to get your insurance on the yearly basis. So you will do over here is like you can send couple of emails to them, and then after a wait of 1 year, or the like least time after that, let's suppose you have a wait period of 1 day, you send an email, and then you have a waiting time of 364 days. Once that period is over, you want your end user to re-enter into your journey, because the insurance has to be like a thing which is mandatory in your country. So in that manner, re-entry can be taken place. Re-entry anytime. Suppose you are working on a project of Amazon, and there are couple of products which the end user wants to take. So let's suppose they bought a product related to clothing in the initial days. So they will go into the path of clothing, and 2 days later they bought a product related to footwear also. So they in that manner, in that case you can have re-entry anytime. So whenever a thing happens, so they can re-enter it into your journey. Automation Studio. So there are two types of starting source in the automation. One is file drop, one is scheduled. File drop is used for whenever a file is getting dropped from your FTP in your like or on your FTP account. So you want your file to be like you want to check whenever a file is dropped. You want to run your automation in, like at the same time. So at this in that manner you can use file drop activity over there. And scheduled, if you see, so let's suppose there are a couple of companies which are working together, 4 to 5 companies, and a company, let's suppose X, sends a particular file to a company Y uh, on 6 p.m. daily. So you can have a scheduled automation of 6:30 or 7 p.m. So whenever since you know that the file will come by 6 p.m., so you can have a scheduled automation. So whenever the time will be like triggered, so it will run the automation. Automation activities can be very important question in your interview, because like you should know and you must know couple of these activities. Mostly SQL queries will be the most important one, I would say, because any Salesforce Marketing Cloud interview, I don't think so it will happen without the end user asking you about the SQL queries. So you should be like not if you are not very good with that also, but you should know some of the SQL queries, like how to write it and how to create joins, how to fetch the data. So at least you should know these things. Apart from that, send email activities, they are importing a file from FTP, data extract, like if you want to extract the file from your marketing cloud and send it to the send it to send it, then you can use the data extract, and file transfer can also be used. List. So the difference between exclusion, suppression, publication, this is also a very important, can play a very important part in your interview, because like I have seen it, many interviews have been asking this question in interviews for campaign related stuff. Because whenever you are sending an email, you have to see na, like who should receive it, who should not receive it. If competitor companies have also created couple of accounts in your org, so you do not want to send all those emails to them. So for that, these things can be taken care of. If a subscriber unsubscribe, do not want to receive a particular type of email, but he is happy to receive other type of emails. So for all these things, we can have the list. So let's go one by one. Exclusion list. It is like the end user is okay to receive it, but you do not want to send emails to them. Uh, so as I said, if a competitor company has logged in and you are like registered for your product, so you do not want to send the offers and all to them, so you can exclude them directly. Suppression list is like you do not want to send them, maybe because they have reported a case against you. So unintentionally or intentionally, in any way, you do not want to send those users your emails. So in that manner, suppression list you can use, and it whenever you will be sending the email, it will the marketing cloud will only know, like you do not, if a particular type of email is present in your auto suppression list, so the end user will not receive the email if their email ID is present in suppression list. Publication list, as we talked, is like people having news. You are sending emails of different types. Let's suppose newsletter, advertisement, and alerts. A particular person do not want to receive your advertisement emails, but they are happy with your newsletters and alerts. So they can just unsubscribe from your advertisement part, but they can see the newsletter. They can receive the newsletter and the alerts part. So this is a publication list. Different levels. So even like I have done it couple of times, and probably you might have also done unsubscribe. If a person sends, if a company sends multiple emails on a regular basis, and you are not happy with that, so you can unsubscribe from that. So there are 4 levels of unsubscription: list level, account level, master unsubscribe, global. What happens is like mostly the people ask about master unsubscribe and global unsubscribe in interview questions. So global unsubscribe is like the end user, if you see, if you unsubscribe from a particular company, you do not receive any type of email, but if you do a transaction on their website, so you will still receive the email of that type of thing, like the transactional ones. But if you do not want to receive transactional ones also, then you have to unsubscribe from the global level. But if you are okay to receive only the transactional ones but not the other ones, so you can use the master unsubscribe. Account level is like for a particular business unit you do not want, so you can have the account level. And list level is like same as we discussed. You do not want to receive the clothing part but you are happy to receive the footwear part, so list level can be done in that manner. So this is mostly about the interview questions of the marketing cloud campaign developer role. If you have any more, you can just ask me now or later also. Hasti, over to you.
Okay, hi. So, thank you so much for that presentation, Saket. That was quite an interesting presentation explaining in detail about different types of frequently asked questions, and it was a very meticulous explanation. So, I hope that our audiences um, be able to, kind of understand the kind of questions that might come in the interviews. Um, so now I think Saket will go over showcasing a demonstration on content detective and creating email using HTML and AMP.
Yeah.
So would you like to share your screen, Saket?
Yes, yes. Just give me that.
So meanwhile, Saket shares his screen. Please let us know if you have any questions from what Saket has explained in the presentation, and please put your questions in the comment section so that we can take them at the end of the live. Now we'll be learning about how to create an email using HTML and AMP.
Are you able to see my screen now?
No.
So I think uh, the presentation was still taken care by the canvas, so it was I was able to share the screen. Entire screen.
Yes, I think
Now are you able to see me?
yes,
I think now you are able to see my screen.
yes.
Yeah. So this is the marketing cloud. If you, like, I hope so that many of you know it. So if we go into the email studio, just a minute. Um, Yeah. So on the second or the third slide, we talked about like couple of keywords which are not allowed by the marketing cloud. So if we see in this email, we have added dollar over here. So if we just try to go over here, run content detective over here, so it will just the marketing cloud itself will check if the keywords, if the words which we have used are allowed or not, and if not, see here, it has already shown that like the couple of things which are not allowed. Body contains big bucks, subject line contains multiple dollar sign, subject line contain all capital letters. So all these things are not allowed. So if you use it, there are chances like it will not, it will go into the spam folder of it, or the marketing cloud will not even send it, because these words are not allowed by the Salesforce. So you have to rectify all these things to send your email properly. So this is one of the way where you can see yourself that if you are allowed to send, like if your content writers have created correct email or not, and if not, if you are only developing it also, then you can see like like if any word is not allowed by the marketing cloud. So that was one of the thing. The other thing is built-in template. So if you just go over here, click on email message, select any type, let's suppose this, and you have an option of themed one, you have an option of basic one. So you just have to choose any of these, and you can create your email and like successfully launch it. So if you just select any random thing, let's say this one, you just have to select it. You have to give the name of this. One, two, three. Let's have to go to next. So here you can directly get, if you see, you can directly get, you are already getting an image block over there. You are getting layouts. You are getting three types of blocks over here. CTA buttons are already present. So you just have to add your content over here, and it will automatically render it. Lauren Lipsum, these things you might encounter it in Marketing Cloud. These are like commonly used terms. So Lauren Lipsum is like it will like if you're creating a template for the clients, you can use lorem ipsum over here, so they can understand like later on the text will be changed. Only thing is like it is a dummy template which will render properly, and you can just add text over here. So that is one of the way. Apart from that, if we see this particularly email, so here what I have done is I've, let me open data extension also. So if you want to fetch the data from data extension and show it in your email, so you have to use AMP script over there. You have to fetch the data uh, from the data extensions, and then you can show the stuff which is stored in your data extension. So here I have created the image. The link is present over here. So let's go to the code of it, like what I have written it over there. So let me open data extension also. So it will be easy for you to understand what I'm talking about. So I have a couple of fields over there, named as name, email address, image, country. Yeah, this is also an option over there. Not very frequently asked, but you should know what it is, like used for sending, used for testing. So if you want to send a particular email to the audience, you should have a sendable data extension. So here we have said yes, and if your testing team is creating test data extension, so you should have it yes. Apart from that, yeah. So here the name is Sundar, email address we have provided, image link we have provided, and country we have provided. So what we are doing it over here is we have written a small block of AMP script over there. In live projects, mostly the AMP script is much more, but it is like you can understand actually what it is there. So it is like a short and uh, AMP script. So based on the country, we are fetching the rows of this data extension using this function. So the syntax is like this is the data extension name, this is the field on what you want to fetch, and this is the value of it. So India will come over here. If you see at the rate country, India will be placed over here. The country, this is the name of the column and this is the name of the data extension. So all the record which will be related to that will come into rows. Then from rows, one by one record will come into row, and from the row you need to pick a particular field of a row. So here we can provide the name of the field, what we want to fetch. So this is the image field, this is the name field. By using this image and name field, we can place these things in our HTML. So here if you see, we are placing the image tag, we are placing the name tag. So as soon as we run, so it will automatically show the name of the user, the image of the user. So in that manner, if you want to fetch the data from a non-sendable data extension or a sendable data extension, you just have to like place MP script on the top, use that particular function variables in your HTML code, and the things will be rendered over here. Yes, Sasti.
All right. So that was quite an explanation. I mean, the way you explained, I guess our audiences and myself were kind of keenly listening to you, and because this is for the first time that anybody has shown how to navigate and how to, work things out in the Salesforce. So that was amazing. Thank you so much, Saket. Um, so you can stop sharing the screen now.
Okay.
All right. So thank you so much for such an insightful masterclass. I'm sure by now our audiences must have cracked the code of how to ace an interview to land their perfect job. And a little something about us. We are FENs, a registered Salesforce partner, and we work with some really noteworthy clients and organizations globally. Also, we are hiring for multiple roles. If you want to work with us, please send in your applications through our website portal, or you can drop us an email at careers@fens.com. Now we'll take some questions from the audience. Saket, so we are going to take some questions from the audience. We know that we are a little over the time limit, but since we started late because of the technical glitch, we will go over some questions. Saket, are you there?
Yes, Sasti, I am.
Yes. So, Dishant Gupta is asking, can you please tell me how should I start my career in Salesforce implementation?
Yes, Dishant. So, if you want to be a Salesforce Sales Cloud developer, it is still manageable. It is still doable stuff because you have to go to trailheads, you have to learn them, you have to implement it. Salesforce Sales Cloud is actually free of cost, so you can explore it as much as you want it, and you can learn a lot of stuff over there. If you have good uh, background of coding, you can do Apex integration, Apex coding over there, write couple of triggers, do some LWC also over there. So it is like all free and you can explore as much as you want and can. But if you are talking about the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, honestly speaking, it is still a difficult one to directly land a job without having a job experience in it, because the Marketing Cloud is not free of cost. So even if you learn it from couple of videos or couple of like if you read couple of tutorials or trailers or do trailers also, but it is still difficult to get a hands-on experience in Marketing Cloud. So my suggestion would be like, if you have an org of Marketing Cloud, you can practice it. If you do not have it, so better, not better, but you can try for Salesforce Sales Cloud implementation or any other cloud also.
Okay. I hope that clears your question, Dishant. I think we have also received a similar question, but I think you have covered it. So Peter is asking, does one require hands-on experience in email studio before applying for the job? So, like you have explained, um, yes.
Yeah, Peter. So what you can do is like, without job, honestly, it will be a little bit difficult. But if you have good experience on HTML, like at least have good experience on HTML, some experience on any of the backend language, because AMP script, like I have, since I had the coding background, so it was not very much difficult for me. But if you have knowledge on any of the backend language, so it will be easy for you to learn AMP script also. And once you are okay with that, so email studio part can be like, should not take much time for you to learn it. Yeah. Once you go into any organization, so it will be easy for you to catch up.
All right. Okay, so we have one last question from Sneha Srivastava. What is the scope of Salesforce email marketing cloud as a career in upcoming years?
Yes, yeah. So if we see, the email is one of the best form of platform on how you can interact with your client. So email is not going anywhere. That is for sure. It is from like a very past age, and it will be going in the future also. If we talk especially about the email marketing cloud developer, so there are a couple of companies and or which are looking especially for campaign developers. They do not specify like email, but they specify as campaign developers. So what you can do over there is like, campaign development is not going anywhere, because you will be needing there are many projects which are basically only for campaign developer. There are many journeys also where you need emails. So if you have good experience on the email development, like how to render the stuff on different platforms, if you have good knowledge on HTML part, if you have some knowledge on the backend stuff, and you are good to go, like how to create dynamic emails, like which can be rendered on different platforms. You can fetch the data from the data extension and show it like on different, like for different people. You can have customized emails. So I think it is a uh, what to say, like good platform where you can have a good career in the future.
Yes, definitely, and it's not going anywhere. I think it is going to be more in demand.
Yeah,
So watch out. Okay, so Kishore is asking difference between
yeah,
SFMC, the Salesforce Marketing Cloud Consultant, and developer role.
yeah. So, Kishore, that is a very good question. So, what happens in developer role is like, they expect you to have good knowledge on the coding stuff. Like you should have good experience on the API integration part. You should have good knowledge on SSJS, AMP script. All that you have to take care of. But at the same time, consultants are like, I do not know exactly about consultant, but consultants are mostly about like you should have in-depth knowledge of the marketing cloud platform, how the things are happening over there. If you want to show a particular thing on different studios, so how you will relate all these things in the attribute groups and how you will show them. SFMC consultant have a vast knowledge on the marketing cloud platform, as per my knowledge. But for the consultant role, even I am not 100% sure.
So you mean developer role would require more of a technical knowledge?
Yeah, coding, like
Yes.
not coding, yeah, coding and other stuff, but
Okay.
mostly the coding stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I hope that answers your question, Kishore. All right, so we are at the end of the session. All right, so I don't think we have any more questions, and we are already at the end of the session. So that's it for today. Thank you so much, Saket, for taking your time out on a Sunday. Sorry, and so sorry, on a Friday, and sharing your knowledge with us. We are really grateful to have you today, and it was truly a wonderful, wonderful experience. Also, to people who are listening to us, please follow Saket about on his LinkedIn and all the social media platforms to know more about all the interesting stuff that he puts out. And you can follow us on all our social media channels, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel to know about our upcoming events. And we look forward to seeing you in our next LinkedIn Live. Till then, stay tuned and have an exciting and amazing weekend. Thank you so much, Saket.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.